Everyone mentioned today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seeds as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? We've got Deb, how you going? Kai, how you going? J1, how you going? Randy, how you going? And Sherry, how you going? Good to see you guys. Okay, this video won't be for everyone. Some people won't like it because of the first one. But it's worth a mention because a few people did point it out to me yesterday. And this will be the last video for a while. Okay, I'm possibly selling the desk today, so I've got to take everything down and undo it all. Everything's getting sold, things are all getting thrown out, so it's happening very quickly. Okay, let's get into it. Pastor Bob Joyce. Central Casting was founded in 1925. Whoa. Okay, let's have a look. And I can't play the music, but it's an American casting company that specialises in extras, body doubles, and stand-ins. It was founded in Los Angeles in 1925 with additional offices opening in New York City, New Orleans, and Atlanta in the 21st century. You're watching a movie? I hope so. I really do. Enjoy the show. 100 years Central Casting, 1925 to 2025. Trump, True Republic under military power. You have more than you know. Godspeed. Okay, and that was done by... They are blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Matthew 5:5. Is that it? That'll be TikTok. Okay. So for those who do believe in this site here, you'll understand what this was about, okay? Clint Russell said, can't sleep, here's why. Charlie Kirk wasn't a politician. He didn't have 24/7 Secret Service protection. The shooter got away, which means it wasn't a suicide mission. They wanted to live. Okay, so why do this on a college campus with thousands of people there? Why not attack him when he doesn't have full security detail and when escape would be much easier? Add in the fact that this looks like a professional hitman, and it makes it doubly weird that they would do it in public. If this is just about Charlie, then they could have got him at a restaurant or while he was driving. Then I had my aha moment. If this was indeed a professional hit, the public nature of it was intentional. The spectacle and the horror, the nationally induced rage it created, the viciously divisive instinct it sparked, all intentional. Okay, so why and who benefits? Well, people say Israel based on a few clips where he was mildly critical. I could show you dozens of examples of him fiercely defending Israel, so I don't know what to make of that claim. I have Harrison Smith on the show tonight. This person does. Who's this person? Clint Russell. On their show tonight, so hopefully they can unpack that. Setting that aside and continuing. What can we assume so far? It was done by a professional, intentionally done in a very public way. Okay, why? He's an exceedingly moderate figure. What was the point? Basically, if a moderate can have his life taken, then anyone can. My hypothesis as of now, done by an intelligence agency to spark internal divisions and to get us fighting each other. If so, which? Not sure. Why? Lots of possible reasons. For now, I hope people consider the motivations behind this attack and don't take the bait. If I'm right, don't give them what they want. Hopefully we will know more later today and the shooter will be in custody soon, but it's not looking good so far. Sorry for the long rant, but I needed to get these thoughts out of my head. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Yeah, I do think they want us to all turn on each other and start a civil war, and don't do it. That's what I think. How you going, George? Roscoe, good to see you guys. Cernovich said, don't let some radicalised shooter take the fall for what happened to Charlie Kirk. That is what the far-left billionaires want. They fund the destruction of our country and then wave their hands away as if they aren't responsible. They are. Understand the real enemy. Well, I do believe whether it was or not, the person responsible should get the death penalty, and then they should follow the money behind that. Okay, and here we go. Sensei, I don't know how to say that, but Sensei, I'm thinking. Death penalty for the shooter of Charlie Kirk. Death penalty for the killer of Irana Zarutska. Death penalty for the shooter at Evergreen High School. Done with a wimpy shit, make an example. Okay, Lord Bebo. There's a lot of people who think it's a professional assassination of Charlie Kirk. Designated fake shooters with pellet guns and other distractions. 200 yards shot clear to the neck. No chance of survival for Charlie. Police arrested 2 fake shooters and let them go later. Shooter ran away while everyone was focused on the fake shooter's arrest. This is professional. Who's behind this? And I do believe that the guy that they were dragging, the old guy at first, was a distraction. They've also let the second person suspect go. But I do believe they may have found the person. Nick Sautor said breaking the Charlie Kirk shooter's ammunition found inside the bolt-action rifle had transgender and Antifa engravings. Sources confirmed to both Wall Street Journal and Stephen Crowder. How do you engrave a bullet? The ammunition. We need to get serious about transgender violence now. The asylums must reopen. Cam Higby. Now, I'm going to show you some people who are disgusting people. Leslie Smithson, UT, who said, bleeding from the neck, laugh my effing ass off. UT Austin grad mocks Charlie Kirk and the gruesome nature of his death on social media, and she applauds the shooter. Make sure she never has a job again. Here's her LinkedIn. Leslie Les Smithson. Okay, Benetti Law Firm, allegedly. Personal legal assistant to lawyer Patricia LaRue. Interesting. Associate of Barnes & Noble. We'll see. the University of Texas at Austin, experienced merchandising and retail associate, jack of all trades. Libs of TikTok said fire lieutenant under investigation after celebrating Charlie's murder. Jeffrey Schroeder, a lieutenant at the Toledo Fire Department in Ohio, reportedly made a post online celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and wishing that the guy shooter was a better shot. The Toledo Fire Department responded to our requests for comment. There is currently an investigation underway about his disturbing comments. A lot of these people have been fired. Nick Sautor said, what the fuck? CNN is censoring the fact that Charlie Kirk's shooter's firearm had transgender writings on it. They're calling them cultural writings instead. You cannot hate the mainstream enough. Seriously. Luke Ross said Matt Tabor has been identified as the man immediately cheering on Charlie Kirk's rooftop shooter. This guy actually stood up and started throwing his fist in the air, celebrating immediately. Hang on. Int outlier, writer, philosopher, nerd, and human hell bent on creating a new social paradigm. Okay. Breaking newly discovered video of a man celebrating immediately when Charlie Kirk was struck by the assassin's bullet. I'll show it in a minute because I've got more on that. Kangman Lee. Okay, I was filled with so much grief and rage all day here in Korea, not only because of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but the vile, inhumane responses from millions of leftists celebrating his death. It was unbearable seeing that many demons gloat at his murder. I had to log off and go to church, so I went to evening mass in Seoul. The homily was about Christ's love, and it reminded me of the love Charlie had for God, his family, his fellow citizens, and his nation. I prayed for Charlie's soul, peace and comfort for this family, and for the kingdom of God to continue to advance as we look to God for strength and remember Charlie's life. My grief turned to hope, my rage into peace, and my fear into courage. God reminded me that he is on our side. If he is for us, who can be against us? We will win. Darkness will not prevail. What are you doing under there? Sorry, my cats are in here. Vengeance is the Lord's. We will crush the enemies of God and win souls for Christ. Let's continue to do the work Charlie started. They think they can shut him up. Well, it's going to make more people actually keep his message going. I meme, therefore I am, said following Charlie Kirk's death, this radical leftist is threatening conservative podcasters, saying they're next in line. He already made 3 videos celebrating it. Make this piece of shit famous. His name is Tucker, apparently. I'm not going to play any of it because I think it's absolutely disgusting. Joey Manarino said this leftist influencer said that Charlie Kirk is not going to heaven and that says that neither will his supporters. That is what he said in the immediate aftermath of his death. These people are truly demons. Oh, also, he deleted this since, but a follower sent it to me. Another one. Leftists are now leaving cruel comments on Charlie Kirk's wife's latest post. These people are demons. Pray for Erica and their children. People like this, like seriously. You have to have something seriously wrong mentally. Yeah, I did see that, Roscoe, the hand signals of someone in front. I should have bookmarked it. Vigilant Fox said, holy smokes, Eric Trump just exploded over the deranged leftist culture, fueling violence against conservatives. This is one of the most raw, unfiltered responses you'll ever see. Enough is enough. We've seen enough death. We've seen enough senseless killings. I'm sick and tired of seeing the bullets, and they're only going one way. First it was my father, then Kavanaugh, then Scalise. Now they just killed Charlie Kirk. When does this senseless nonsense stop? When is there accountability from MSNBC, NBC, and every other outlet that fosters this hate every single day? Let's have a little listen.
We've seen enough death. We've seen enough senseless killings. And Sean, let me leave it with this. I'm sick and tired of seeing the bullets. They're only going one way. Again, first it was my father. Then you saw what they tried to do to Kavanaugh. Then you saw what they did to Steve Scalise. Now they just killed Charlie Kirk. I've gotten more envelopes of white powder, as has Don, as has everybody in our entire family. When does the senseless nonsense stop? And when is there accountability from MSNBC, and NBC and everybody else who just fosters this hate every single day, including today, right after that incredible man right there was killed. It's enough. We've seen enough death.
Okay. Then you've got Andy No, Canadian leftist Devon Cassidy, who worked at Legal Aid BC, has been fired. She posted a video of herself hysterically laughing and celebrating the killing of Charlie Kirk. Legal Aid BC has released a statement calling her now a former employee, which is good to see. These people are nuts, absolutely nuts. And I think this is exposure. Exposing these people? Anyone? Sarah Rose said a leftist asshole rode through a Charlie Kirk vigil on a scooter in front of Idaho State Capitol yelling F Charlie Kirk. He promptly got his ass beat. These people have had enough. Oh well, you know, play stupid games. Defiant L said, here we have another deranged leftist. Another one who's celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Paul A. Zapula said disgusting leftists applaud the gunman who took our Charlie Kirk, says Charlie deserved it, and she says she wants to reward the gunman. This woman is also racist against white people and promotes violence against them in general. Arrest her for incitement. I don't know, to me she looks pretty white anyway. I don't know. Has she looked in the mirror lately? Maybe it's just me. Leftist was absolutely giddy after Charlie Kirk was shot. Leftist blames Charlie for what happened. This is a face of pure evil. Another one. Like, they are nearly hysterical, you know. Weirdos. Okay, Brock from Blob to Beast, Eastleigh, says to you, Democrats and leftists who rejoice... I'm going to let him say it.
For those of you leftists and you Democrats who rejoice in the assassination of Charlie Kirk and that he's dead, all I can say is thank you. Thank you, because you gave us a real meaning of what fuck around and find out really means. Because you created, and if you believe that there is only one Charlie Kirk, well, guess what? You just created millions of more. And right now, you're looking at one. Because there will be more and more Charlie Kirks coming at your way. Because our work has just begun. The work at Turning Point has just begun. Because we're not done yet. We ain't nowhere near done. You think Charlie Kirk's death would be the end of Turning Point? You're dead wrong. Because you lit a fire in us. Because now you're going to find out the hard way. And if you want to challenge us, we welcome it. All I can say is to you guys, good luck. You're going to need it. If you have the luck. Because you will never take away what is ours. Our freedom, our beliefs in Jesus.
Okay. And he's right. They've just created hundreds more, maybe thousands more. Paul A. Zapula said leftist goes bonkers laughing about Charlie Kirk after having his life ended. Just look at her eyes. She's nuts. You can tell by the eyes. And she gets a bit hysterical too when she's laughing, and it's insane. Joel Berry said conservatives reacting to Charlie Kirk versus leftists reacting to George Floyd, good versus evil. And we are in a battle of good versus evil. This is after Charlie Kirk. Okay, this is what they did after George Floyd. Okay, it just shows you. Which side is the violent side? Patrick Psyop said Charlie Kirk was killed because they labelled him a white supremacist extremist, even though he was none of those things. He was a white Christian. And to our enemy, that is the same as Nazi. Turning Point is an understatement. Protect your family at all costs. Also, didn't he founded Turning Point USA, didn't he? And it's funny because everyone's using turning point now. This is a turning point. Okay, Disperin said, find this guy and make him famous, piece of shit. This is a guy who stood up. Look, he's celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. This was a political assassination to silence a strong voice of clarity in a dysfunctional world. They couldn't beat him, so they killed him. So hopefully these people are all held accountable. RX said, breaking updates on Charlie Kirk's shot. President Trump confirms investigators have a lead on the shooter's motive. I have an indication. We'll reveal more soon. Big progress is being made. Trump shared, I spoke to Erica, Charlie's wife. She's absolutely devastated, as you can imagine. Senator J.D. Vance is personally accompanying Charlie's body to Arizona today. When asked how supporters should respond, Trump was clear. Charlie was an advocate of non-violence. That's how I want Americans to respond. But he didn't hold back. Charlie was great in every way. His killer deserves the death penalty. I think it's coming back, guys. In Iowa, is that where it happened? I believe the death penalty still stands. Radical left lunatics are destroying this country and we're going to fix it. Let's TV said, breaking Utah governor on the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty. Sorry, Utah. Here in the state of Utah. Okay. The voice of truth said this needs to be reported to the FBI. I have a cat right in front of me and can't read the... Okay, here we go. He's moved out of the way. Omar said, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. This was the day before. Omar said, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. Like they didn't know. And it's Najra Galves. Okay. Just so you know who these people are, okay? Wazam Reja said, exclusive update. We've recovered a high-powered bolt-action rifle in a wooded area where Charlie Kirk's killer fled, law enforcement official confirms. Pakhi Shukla said, Charlie Kirk killing doesn't look like an ordinary one. Shooter was well-equipped and must be a professional. As always, the left has silenced the voice with whom they can't do debate. This is how leftist ideology work all over the world. When they can't win, they'll go after you. Helicopter said in the UK, Labor councillor Fiona Wilde cheering that Charlie Kirk's shot is dead and now calling for real Donald Trump to be next. Shameful. She should be in jail. Okay, there's all over the world the leftists are deranged, absolutely deranged. And, yeah, you'll find out. And I've just only got a handful of them here. Prashant Javan said, fired out, celebrated Charlie Kirk murder. Middle Tennessee State University. An MTSU employee today offered inappropriate and callous comments on social media concerning the horrific and tragic murder of Charlie Kirk. The comments by this employee, who worked in a position of trust directly with students, were inconsistent with our values and have undermined the university's credibility and reputation with our students, faculty, staff and the community at large. This employee has been fired effective immediately. We extend our deepest sympathies to the Kirk family. Sincerely, Sydney A. McPhee, the president. And this is the person who was fired. And they should be, especially if they're in teaching. Well, it doesn't matter what position they're in. Joe Marnie said Lucy Connolly was locked up for less than this. Why is it okay when the left incite, condone, excuse violence against the right? This person, Fiona Wilde, is an independent. Okay. I don't condone violence, but I do think he made himself a target and brought this upon himself. So good riddance to a not very nice man. What was not nice about him? America need to get rid of the other tit now. Yeah, this person should also be fired. Okay. Boca Vista said the shooter. 4chan has identified a possible suspect. Sky Valdez lives in Utah. Trans male digital music artist with songs that celebrate and encourage Charlie Kirk's death. Strongly resembles the FBI pics. And it's from Stephen Crowder, I believe. A high school photo of Sky Valdez. Valdez had a song called Charlie Kirk is Dead at 31 on his SoundCloud. She, her pronouns on Facebook, lives in Salt Lake City metro area. And this is the person they have identified. Okay. We'll see if it is the person. Paul Golding said FBI searching for person of interest tied to fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. Oh, God love you, Deb. Oh, it said we have super chats. Hello to Hev's cats. Okay. Paul Golding said FBI searching for person of interest tied to the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. I hope they catch the bastard and give him the death penalty. This photo was digitally altered. The original photos shared by the FBI's primary suspect is apparently here. I don't know. It looks like the same person. I don't know. It's up to you whether you think it is or not. Naika said breaking. President Trump just announced he will posthumously be awarding Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Okay, so there you go. Drew Pavlou said Destiny is joking about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. He's evil. This is Destiny, weirdo. Always celebrated the shooting of the firefighter in Trump's rally. Yep. Asuka Groper said Destiny is... This is Stephen Benelli. That's who it is. But he put a post up saying who's going to do it. Okay. Can't read that. Emilio? Okay. The Democrats are losing the 19% they still have left.
I, not 10 minutes ago, found out some information about the shooting of Charlie Kirk at an event out in Utah. I'm not here to talk about the shooter's political affiliation. What I am here to talk about is the absolute disgusting, foul, vile things that the left is posting and saying online right now when we don't even know the status of the man. Like, we don't even know if Charlie Kirk is alive, if he's clinging to life. We don't know the status of him. And the left has the audacity to get on these phones, on these screens, and cheer or do a trending, fun little song to the fact that this happened. I'm talking, it hasn't even been I can't even say hours yet. And the left is so evil and demonic. I don't care who you vote for.
Thank you, Stu. And this was before they knew that Charlie Kirk had died. Thanks, Stu. Thanks, Deb, your legends.
But if you support the things and the narratives that these Democrats are bestowing upon y'all's party, because this isn't what the Democratic Party used to be. I don't care. This isn't what it used to be. And this is what it's become. And if you stand by that, there's no room for you at my table.
I think there's no room for you at any table if you stand by that. Celebrating someone's death. The disrespected trucker said the left has no idea what they've just done. Let's have a listen.
Charlie Kirk was just shot in the fucking neck at Utah University, somewhere in fucking Utah at one of his events. And I am directly attributing this to all these fucking media personalities and these politicians like Tim Walz getting on the fucking TV and saying, well, I sure do hope he dies today. I sure hope he dies. Y'all are the fucking reason this shit is happening, you evil motherfuckers. Everything that they say Trump is, they are. Trump's violent, they're fucking violent. Trump's hateful, they're fucking hateful. Trump's a fascist, they're literally shooting people who don't agree with them. Who don't agree that children should be murdered in fucking droves and that men should be able to watch fucking women take a piss. And fucking grown-ass men should be able to have peeping Tom shows in front of elementary school fucking kids.
He's right. Okay, Sassafras said it's time, President Trump, the left is a terrorist organization.
What are we doing, you guys? I'm not saying what are we doing, but I'm talking about Charlie Kirk, the person who is trying to educate a generation of people, has been shot on live television. If you guys could see the stuff on X right now, at this point, the Democratic Party should be viewed as a terrorist organization. The stuff that we're seeing in this country is not normal. It is an awful video. There's no way he survived that. There's no way he survived that.
Deb Richardson tipped $2. I would like to send lots of love and prayers for all our Hevites that are unwell, and hello to Hev's pussies.
Thank you, Deb, you legend. Yes, me too. Apparently Kai's not feeling good. I'm sorry to hear that, Kai, and prayers for you. And how you going, Alex? Good to see ya.
The Democratic Party is a terrorist group. They are a terrorist organization.
They are. Red Pill USA said Charlie Kirk was starting to notice, and this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was the creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence. Everything's connected. I believe this person, Red Pill USA, believes that the Mossad did it. I don't know. Heartland Signal said Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker on the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Political violence, unfortunately, is ramped up in this country. I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. You do know that words are not violence, don't you? Because, I mean, I know the left believes that they are, but it's not, okay? Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Hello? You moron. Hey, this guy's a moron. Libs at TikTok said Michael Kilbane, City Council President of Fairview Park, Ohio. He needs to resign. This is absolutely sickening. Okay, he said a lot of good people died today. Charlie Kirk wasn't one of them. That's this guy here. All these people should be sacked. Nick Sort, and actually maybe, I don't know if you can bring charges against him. I don't know. Nick Sortor said breaking Democrats just started screaming in the House chamber when Rep. Lauren Boebert requested everyone pray for Charlie Kirk. You can even hear Jasmine Crockett's ghetto screech and Speaker Johnson smack the gavel on her. Democrats are vile. Pray for Charlie.
This is a gentlelady from Colorado, rise.
I don't know if you can hear it. It's very low on the volume. But in the background, you can hear someone is yelling.
Let's, wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. The House will be in order.
Can't they throw her out for doing that? Oh, there was a bit there.
The House will be in order.
I don't know what's wrong with the volume.
We will join prayer right after this, okay? The chair lays before the House a communication. The House will be in order.
Throw her out. Okay, that volume is really low, and for a second you could hear it, but unfortunately it's very quiet. But I don't know, can't they throw someone out for doing stuff like that? Dan Wooten said, the BBC and Democrats actually make me physically ill. This is how the British public broadcaster decided to react to the announcement of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Shame on you, she's actually laughing. Let's have a listen. Oh, I better watch my volume.
It is a really shocking moment, and I was thinking, I've never shared a Trump post in my life. I will contemplate sharing this one, but what I will say with a caveat, he wasn't admired and loved by all. So that's an exaggeration, but the truth is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Sorry,
Let me
Matthew,
finish.
go ahead.
It doesn't matter.
You could hear her sort of laughing while she was saying that. Right Angle News Network said breaking MSNBC cater Anki Tur is facing demands to be immediately fired after claiming President Trump plans to use the shooting of Charlie Kirk as a justification for something which I showed in my video I made yesterday. Libs of TikTok said Shelley Harmon, a nurse at Mercy Hospital, Follow Mercy in Oklahoma, made a post celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and wants to start a GoFundMe for the shooter. This person takes care of people at hospital? Yeah, I doubt it. She needs to be fired. Apparently, this person does not work for Mercy Hospitals. Well, her name is Shelley Harmon, and she put that she is registered nurse at Mercy. Okay. Any of these people, they should be fired. Cat Canada said Dustin Matthew Little laughs at news of Charlie Kirk's murder. He lists on his profile he works in Alberta's public schools around children as a custodial worker. Should this person be working around your children? Jeez. Crazy. Briscoe Kane said this teacher must be fired immediately. Jennifer Courtmanche teaches English at Lee High School in Baytown, Goose Creek, ISD. Miss Courtmanche has no business in the classroom. She's celebrating the news of Charlie Kirk's assassination. This tragedy shows how unhinged the radical left has become as they respond to differing political views with hate and by labelling opponents as Nazis, fascists and racists. Fire her now. That's her there. She's a teacher. She's a Google expert photographer. There you go, Baytown Lee High School. She was a former English language arts teacher at Wheatley High School, former language arts teacher at Sterling Aviation High School, and former 6th grade teacher at Anthony Aguirre Junior High. She said Utah Governor Spencer Cox is calling Charlie Kirk's shooting politically motivated, saying this was a tragedy for our nation because Kirk was an American. How devastated they are. I bet if the victim had been black, brown or a Democrat influencer, they'd been singing. Oh, no, they wouldn't matter. Could Kirk have baited just one too many people? All he was doing was having a discussion, but apparently to the left, discussions are violence now. Could this have been a consequence of his actions catching up with him? These people are disgusting. Libs of TikTok said Missy Cassie, a she-her pro-LGBTQ therapist at Tandem Psychology in Chicago, made a post on her story mocking the death of Charlie Kirk. This person is responsible for providing patients' mental health. Would you trust her with your mental health? No. Not at all. Anyone who's got she, her in their bio, no. Or any pronouns in their bio. Sarah Gonzalez said they want to dehumanise us so they can demonise us. They want to demonise us so they can kill us. The mainstream media is 100% complicit in Charlie Kirk's death. And the mainstream media are the ones who should be held accountable the most, I believe. Matthew Hurt said Assistant Dean of Students for my alma mater, Middle Tennessee State University, has some thoughts on Charlie Kirk's assassination. Laura Sosh Lightsey. Jesus. I can't even read these anymore. Like, these people are nuts. Lives in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, from Owensboro, Kentucky. Assistant Dean of Students at Middle Tennessee State University, MTSU. Yeah, they should all be fired, seriously, for things like that. That's disgusting. Jesse Waters said MSNBC analyst Matthew Dowd said divisive Charlie Kirk probably deserved, what? To be assassinated. He should be fired immediately.
Well, Dowd should be fired immediately. I expect him to be terminated within 24 hours. You can't say Charlie deserved to die. Just can't say that. And I hope he loses his job. It's dangerous, Greg. That's the message. It's dangerous to open your mouth, so shut it. That's the message they're sending. And they usually send messages to the politicians, whether it's Trump, JFK, Reagan, whatever. Or John Lennon, you know, take a shot at the biggest star in the world. And I'm not saying they took a shot at Charlie because I'm lowering his status. They took a shot at Charlie to tell you it's dangerous to speak your mind.
Yes, I agree.
And that's the message. And you can either take that message and then go crawl into a corner and shut up, or you could do what Charlie would want to do and speak louder and speak even more clear to more people as much as you possibly can. And never be afraid to say what's in your heart and get everybody else saying what you believe, because that's what this country is founded on, freedom. And if they can take that away from us, we don't have a country.
But what was he saying?
We don't know, and that could have been trans, it could have been MAGA, you don't know, and we can't speculate, but we will find out when they catch this goon.
There you go.
Well,
Okay. Hey, Flyby Stu, Zena, and Stu. Libs of TikTok said Anne-Marie Donahue, a teacher at Washette Regional High School in MA, posted on her IG saying we're not offering sympathy moments after Charlie Kirk was shot. Another one. I just want to show you their faces, right? Nick Sautor said Greg Gutfield just went off about Charlie Kirk being shot, even dropped an F-bomb on live on Fox. If you thought you were going to shut a movement down, you're going to get a rude awakening. You woke us the fuck up. Okay, I'm going to just turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say thoughts and prayers, but thoughts and prayers for his family. They need it from all of us. And Jesse's right. If they could do this, they are capable of anything. I think that was the message. I believe that was the message. It's really hard to radicalize Republicans.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're not the radical type. But if you thought that you were going to shut a movement down, you're going to get a rude awakening. You woke us the fuck up.
And we will.
Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say.
That lady at the end didn't know what to say because he swore, I think. Nick Sautor said breaking Matthew Dowd has been fired from MSNBC after blaming the assassination of Charlie Kirk on Charlie himself, per Variety. Good riddance, loser. Okay, let's have a listen to this moron, another one, who probably should be held accountable for this.
But following up with what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. But following up with what was just said, he's been one of the most...
He wasn't spitting hate. He was trying to educate people. This man's a moron, another one. Nick Sautor said breaking the president of MSNBC has apologised after a guest on their air blamed Charlie Kirk for his own assassination, accusing Charlie of hate speech. An apology isn't enough. MSNBC should be taken off the air, scumbags. And it was just that Matthew Dowd again. He's a moron. Speech does not lead to violence, you idiot. If you can't understand sticks and stones, then I don't even want to... Oh, my God. I can't even. That's all. Johnny Midnight said, wow, look at this. Nola Fire Department, this is one of your firefighters mocking Charlie Kirk's assassination. This is Ashley Creekbaum, New Orleans firefighter. She had these disgusting words to say about Charlie Kirk today. She posted this on Instagram and then deleted it. Well, it's never deleted, and she's already deleted her about on her Facebook account. Everyone share this and call NOFD, Human Resources, and voice your complaints. She said, I think he should be forced to carry that bullet in his body. The bullet has a right to be there because it's a gift from God. Oh, you're a moron. Seriously? A DEI, actually. A DEI hire. The Persistence said, meet Jeffrey Ameo. He called the assassination attempt on Charlie Kirk karma. He's running for city council this year in Howell, Michigan. He's endorsed by IBEW, Local 252 and 665. Michigan, is this who you want on your city council? Shot while debating gun violence karma. There's a lot of them. I didn't even include half of them, honestly. It's just disgusting. Libs of TikTok said, she, they, witchy, queer Professor Anne Luna appears to celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. Any comment? SAC state? Yeah, another moron. Confused mentally ill person. They're all confused mentally ill people. Eric Doherty said, breaking after Charlie Kirk shot, Elon Musk declares the left is the party of murder. I think we know that. Mostly Peaceful Memes said the Michigan State Legislature is currently praying for Charlie Kirk, who was just shot. Here are two Democrats, Joey Anders and Emily Devendorf, who couldn't be bothered to stand. In fact, they were snickering. These two. There's another one over there too who's not standing. Can't even have respect at all. Libs of TikTok said Jasmine Maguire is a suicide prevention coordinator for the Colorado Department of Health. Here she is justifying the killing of Charlie Kirk. Your taxpayer dollars, pay her salary. She said, if you haven't said anything about the countless mass shootings, school shootings, or shit about ICE raids, Palestine, Black Lives Matter, and the violation rights of LGBTQIA folks, women, or folks without, oh my God, could you virtue signal any harder? Folks without access to shelter, food, clean water, but want to talk about how we should not feel or react to how a pro-gun, pro-violence dude died via... He wasn't pro-violence. He was pro-gun. Died via gunshot, literally shut the F up and talk to yourself. Do some self-reflection and interrogation of why you speak up for a white man who spews horrid shit against every marginalised community. No heart, please look at who and what you're speaking up for. Maybe you should look in the mirror, love. Suicide prevention follow-up coordinator who is justifying killing someone. Make that one make sense. E.L. Yacobi said this is disgusting. Islamists all over Telegram are celebrating Charlie Kirk being shot. One says, inshallah, he's dead. The country must address the radicalisation crisis. Yes, definitely. Make asylums great again. Put them all in there. Mostly Peaceful Memes said this, an elementary school teacher employed by DODEA, teaching on Fort Bragg to service members' children, posting an unhinged rant, condoning violence and celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Her name is Christian Eve. Okay, I'm not going to read it. I don't want to hear it. Jeffrey Mead said Charlie Kirk was just assassinated in broad daylight and people on TikTok are celebrating. These people are on the side of who claims to be on the side of love and tolerance. Yeah. We see that you're not. A man's life was taken. Instead of mourning, they cheer. It's absolutely disgusting. Pay attention. Do not ignore this behaviour.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
These people are absolutely despicable. Remember, this is the same side that's telling you they're about doing the right thing and about being virtuous and about supporting people and about doing the right thing. These people are disgusting. They're not saying, hey, praying for him, hope he recovers. No, they're cheering the fact that a man was out speaking to a crowd in public, got shot in the neck, and blood was spurting out of his neck like it was a water hose. And they're cheering it on. These people are disgusting. It hasn't even been 2 hours. Absolutely disgusting. I have some more things I want to say, but I want to wait to get confirmation on who this shooter was so we learn more about their intentions and why they did what they did. But these people saying these things, disgusting. Now, don't forget, it's interesting because the same thing almost happened to Donald Trump. So again, I want to wait for more details to come out before I say much more, but it's interesting how all this dramatic high level of violence is happening against people on the right and not the left. That's just an observation that I've noticed. Anyway, just a reminder, I have a free email newsletter where I go into more detail on many of these topics. As more information comes out, I will be putting that together in the only place I can't be censored, which is right here. I'll be sending an article out later today or early tomorrow explaining this whole situation in detail. The link.
The left are mentally ill. Seriously, very mentally ill. MAGA Voice said, let's make this teacher famous. Joanna Schveder is a teacher in Cleveland. She said she hopes Charlie Kirk never finds rest and always suffer in eternity. Thank you, Libs of TikTok, for finding her. This one, Joanna Schveder. Okay, Nick Sautor said President Trump should posthumously award Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He has. So there you go. Nick Sautor said President Trump just addressed the assassination of Charlie Kirk from the Oval Office. I'll let him say it.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
I agree. Lucy said this young girl witnessed the assassination of Charlie Kirk. She also witnessed Liberals cheering. Anyone who cheered can go straight to hell.
I just witnessed Charlie Kirk get assassinated. It was the most awful thing I've ever seen in my life. He shot him in the neck and blood went everywhere. And the worst part of it all was the Liberals who were there were cheering. So I just have one thing to say. If you identify yourself with the Liberal Party, it's okay. You can believe what you want to believe. But if you identify yourselves with those people who were cheering and someone just got killed, I just hope you can take a look at yourself and think, is this who I really want to be? Because that is disgusting. Disgusting. I just witnessed Charlie.
Okay, she was very soft-spoken, that girl. God love her. But I hope you could hear it. Cam Higby said DOJ employee mocks Charlie Kirk's death. Terry Pinkham Vandermark, who self-identifies herself as a data analytics specialist at the DOJ, yep, did I say that? Since 2012, reportedly publicly mocks deceased Charlie Kirk on Facebook. This is her. She said, I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have a Second Amendment to protect other God-given rights, Charlie Kirk. Okay. Okay. The Persistence said, meet Madeline Rafter. She's a mental health therapist at Helena Indian Alliance in Helena, Montana. You're a therapist and you said bummer bro in response to Charlie Kirk's assassination. It would be a shame if everyone in Montana sees this. Ron Smith and Maddie Rafter. Okay, and licensed clinical social worker, mental health psychotherapist, licensed addiction counsellor. Maybe they should look into some of these people. I don't know. A lot of people seem to have mental health problems who do go on to shoot either school shootings or whatever. And I'd be looking into these people. Sal the Agorist said Charlie Kirk was just gunned down at a speaking event in Utah. How many more attacks must we endure until we get serious about addressing left-wing violence? I've actually got the video in here, a close-up of it, and I really don't want to play it, actually. Libs of TikTok said Michael Hudson, a licensed social worker at Veterans Health, appears to celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. This person works with our veterans. Another one. Michael Hudson, okay. MAGA Voice said, time to make Amanda Dodson famous on X. She's a teacher in Pennsylvania teaching children. She shared a message saying no sympathy, okay. She's emotional support teacher at School District of Lancaster. How can she emotionally support anyone when she's doing this? Like, no sympathy for Charlie Kirk? Nice one for an emotional support teacher. Mike Caudry said breaking, the shooter was on the roof dressed all in black. You can see him standing up in this video after firing, then run away once he confirmed he had hit Charlie. This was planned and meticulously executed. Okay, so it's about 200 yards, this person said. Okay. You got to look, where is it? Up here, there he is, running away. Hang on, let me see if I can pause it. It's this person up here. It's a tiny dot. Okay, now they are running away. They run to my left, their right. There you go. Okay. Libs of TikTok said, hi, Nola Fire Department, which I've already spoken about, Ashley Creek bomb. Nick Sautor said, Argentinian Argentina President Javier releases a statement on Charlie Kirk. The left is always, at all times and places, a violent phenomena full of hatred. The entire world lost an incredible human being. Spot on, President Milei. Okay, meet Stephanie Scale. She thinks it's funny that Charlie Kirk was assassinated today. She works for First Team Automotive Group in Chesapeake, VA. She's laughing, okay? Is this her? Okay, the Persistence said update. The transgender person in Pennsylvania who said about Charlie Kirk's assassination, literally slay, has deleted all their posts and the user is not found. Does Frederickson Library, Camp Hill, know about what you did? Evelyn Sarf, her name is. Childless cat lady, that says it all. Pronouns in the bio. User not found now because, yeah, they did that. Now they've deleted it. Probably worried that people are going to point them out. Hello. Carl Benjamin said Charlie Kirk's crime was that he debated contemporary issues with people who disagree. And this person who is, what's their name, Merrick. Punished mother. Maybe Charlie Kirk shouldn't have spent years being a hateful, demagogic fascist and this wouldn't have happened. Maybe he should take some personal responsibility and then says, fuck these people, I do not care. They have grifted tirelessly for years to tear this country apart. No, that's you guys. You need to look in the mirror, love. Make everything worse and put us all in danger. Charlie Kirk wouldn't pee on you to put you out if you were on fire, an evil man who sold his humanity a long time ago, so they say. These people are absolutely, they need mental help. They really need mental help. If this is what they're doing, they need help. This is Don Jonescu, who apparently works for CHCH News. He calls the assassination of Charlie Kirk delicious. Is this professional conduct? Oh, look at it, the moron. The irony of him dying at the hands of a gun is delicious, this person said. There was a novel written a long time ago that said you reap what you sow. The Jinn said, Don, you are a disgusting human being. And they said, you know what's disgusting? Saying gun deaths are an unfortunate reality of living in a reality with armed citizens, cold comfort to the parents and families of shot up kids. I think you'll find they're Democrat people as well. Yeah. Funny that, isn't it? I'm not laughing, by the way. Bernie said, there is great evil in this world. Those celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk because you disagreed with his political views need to take a good look at yourselves. You say you're the good people, but you aren't. You're the evil. You are the evil in this world, guys. Not all lefties, like there are some who are just misguided people, but the ones who are doing this definitely are evil. Clown World said, reading this now sends chill. Charlie Kirk saw it coming and warned us. He was right. He said assassination culture is spreading on the left. 48% of liberals say it would be at least somewhat justified to murder Elon Musk. 55% said the same thing about Donald Trump. In California, activists are naming ballot measures after Luigi Mangione, and anyone who praises Luigi Mangione, right? Look, I understand the healthcare system. It's bad, okay? But you don't go shooting people. And you certainly do not promote the person who shot people. And that's why I had to unsubscribe from Miss Mango Butt, Stephanie Sue, because she actually did celebrate Luigi Mangione. The left is being whipped into a violent frenzy, and is set back whether losing an election or losing a court case justifies a maximally violent response. This is the natural outgrowth of left-wing protest culture tolerating violence and mayhem for years on end. The cowardice of local prosecutors and school officials have turned the left into a ticking time bomb. Benny Johnson said, I've never told this story publicly before. When my own family faced real danger, my home damaged by fire, bullets flying on our block, my infant child and wife under threat, Charlie Kirk literally gave us his house to stay in as long as we needed, as we searched for a new place to live in Florida. We were there for months. Charlie never asked for a thing in return. I have a home in Florida and a thriving, growing family because of Charlie Kirk. That's the type of man he was. Multiply that by millions of young lives and you'll see the force he was. We must carry forward his mission. Bad Hombre said you, Brian Taylor Cohen, spent the last 2 weeks falsely accusing and broadcasting to your 610,000 followers on X that Charlie Kirk was an obedient dog working cover up a pedo ring. And now you want to act like you're horrified at the consequences of your rhetoric? There you go. Because now he's saying the Charlie Kirk shooting is beyond horrific, legitimately disgusted at the broken state of this country. But back here he's saying Charlie Kirk got his marching orders and he's being a good, obedient boy. Nice work helping cover for pedos, Charlie. Good boy, Charlie. Very good boy. Keep deflecting from Epstein with major scandal about Clinton. The pedos are very grateful to you. Good boy. Not Charlie Kirk admitting his job is doing PR for the administration that's currently covering up a pedo ring. No, they're not. It's coming round. Just wait and see. I can't read anymore. MJ Truth Ultra said, attention New Orleans, the Courtyard Brewery celebrates the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They also admit to pissing in their customers' beer. I hope their business goes to ruins. Jesus. Neighbourhood Dive Brewery in New Orleans. Lol, this guy talked nothing about egregious shit his entire career, and you think the groups of people he worked to strip rights from and fuck their lives up owe him any grace in death? Nah, man, Americans have long memories. Anyone I know cried for Rush Limbaugh either. Nobody I know, sorry. And someone said, Courtyard Brew, also your beer is terrible. I bet the libtards love it. And Courtyard Brew said, that's because whenever you come in, I piss in your glass. Yeah, I'd be boycotting them, Courtyard Brew, for sure. Courtyard Brewery. PNW Conservatives said expose them. Hey Google, do you condone the assassination of Charlie Kirk today? Your employee Robert Lasker does. Okay, Robert Lasker. Samantha Marengo, a teacher at King Elementary School, posted a video online appearing to celebrate Charlie Kirk being assassinated. This person teaches your children.
God bless America.
God help me, honestly. These people are disgusting. She's deranged. They're all deranged. Libs of TikTok said teacher at Goose Creek School District in Texas suggests Charlie Kirk deserved to get shot and it was karma. These people are teaching your children. Look, there's no better way than just to pull your children out of school and homeschool them. The Pleb reporter said University of Toronto political professor on the death of Charlie Kirk. If you were wondering why the kids are getting so radicalised in our universities now, these are the vile teachers who are brainwashing them. Dr. Ruth Marshall said shooting is honestly too good for so many of you fascists. Hey, you know what? Look in the mirror. Who's the fascist? You know what? You are. James Woods said you misspelt murdered. Oh, and Charlie Kirk was a journalist before anything else. You should be outraged that a fellow champion of free press has been assassinated. But of course, you're just a propaganda organ for the Democrat Party, so why would you actually care? This is the New York Times. Charlie Kirk, right-wing force and a close Trump ally, dies at 31. Dies? Was murdered. They can't say it. James Wood said, I enjoyed dinners with Charlie but worried for his safety. The left said they want national conversations. Charlie Kirk actually did just that. In the Lion's Den, no less, at left-leaning venues, hoping facts and common sense would prevail, and they murdered him for it. Kylie Jane Kremer said CNN's Van Jones lied about the brutal murder of Irana Zarutska, claiming the word white was never mentioned except by Charlie Kirk. That's false. The killer said it twice. I got that white girl. Now Charlie Kirk himself has been shot. Violence is spiralling out of control and CNN continues to pour gasoline on the fire. Van Jones must be fired immediately. I think they should just be taken off the air, to be honest. MSNBC, CNN, anyone else who wants to do that? Eric Trump said Charlie Kirk was an incredible patriot, brave, tough as hell, and a dear friend to our entire family. In his honour, all Trump properties will fly their flags at half-staff. We will always celebrate his life, strive to make him proud, and pray that God watches over Erica and their precious kids. Awakened Outlaws said the left is celebrating Charlie's death and it's sickening to observe. It's not surprising, but it does make the line of demarcation between the left and right more clear than ever before. But the truth is that they, the left, have no idea how galvanising this is for the right. Unfortunately, what he stood for doesn't fade away. Instead, it cements our resolve. We will only double and triple down on our efforts to right the proverbial ship. The left's societal marginalisation, which is already bad, will only accelerate greatly as a result of this and their reaction to it. Yeah, they've just turned more people away from the left than, they can't get support for this. Peter Sweden said the left couldn't debate Charlie Kirk, so they shot him instead. Cat Turd said enough is enough. Retweet and trend it. Ruthless Outlaw also said enough is enough. The opinionated Blackwater auntie said there's a video circulating of an old deranged leftist claiming he's the shooter of Charlie Kirk. This man was arrested, but he's not the shooter. He didn't even have a gun. He just claimed he did throw police off the scent. Yeah, I reckon he did that so that the shooter could actually get away. After seeing another video from another angle, I can confidently say Charlie Kirk was assassinated. This was planned and coordinated by more than one person. Charlie was hit square in the jugular. He never stood a chance. And these are people in Australia now, okay, who are behind Charlie Kirk. Pauline Hanson. Shocking news. Charlie Kirk has been shot and killed at a university in the USA. The conservative figurehead and founder of Turning Point USA is well known for his social media clips, where he's often seen on university campuses discussing conservative values and standing up for biological women. This is a shocking outcome for a very brave young man who dared speak the truth. Conservatives worldwide are disturbed by this tragic announcement. Personally, I'm horrified and frightened at the idea that speaking out against the left's ideologies can lead to this. Rest in peace, Charlie. The truth can never be silenced with violence. Your courage will continue to inspire people like myself and other genuine conservatives across the globe. And then Tim Poole posted this, my God, BLM posted this on their Instagram. I pulled it up and confirmed this. These people are violent, dangerous racists. AKA said Breaking Black Lives Matter have responded to the Irina Zarutska incident. The response is shocking. That black people have a right to violence? Really? No one has a right to violence. Nick Sautor said, breaking update, the man who's been taken into custody for the shooting Charlie Kirk is not the actual shooter per authorities. The suspect was still at large when this was written. Police are sweeping the campus and students are being told to lock down. The man originally arrested confessed to the shooting apparently, but he's not the actual shooter. As I said, I think it was to let the shooter get away. It was a distraction. Hang on one sec, guys. Chad Fieldheimer said, friend of mine spotted the shooter on the roof before Charlie Kirk's assassination. Here he is here. Okay, Dr. Lucian Wolf said they shot Charlie Kirk, arrested the wrong guy, media blamed the victim, shooter's still free. This isn't a glitch in the system. This is the system. And he did help by claiming that. He helped the shooter get away. James Harvey said, breaking, the police have confirmed that Michael Mallison is not the person who shot Charlie Kirk. The shooter was still at large. Michael is most likely a decoy. This is seemingly like an establishment assassination. Spinach Bra said the Charlie Kirk assassin shot him from 200 yards away. This is a professional. Reports are saying the boomer arrest on video was not the shooter. We know that. Are we getting a reboot of the Ukrainian sympathising sleeper cells like Trump's failed assassination at his golf course? And footage of it that I don't want to show. Chloe Cole said, I saw this video this morning on my feed and I think it so eloquently explains what Charlie Kirk was put on this earth to do. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That is when civil war happens.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
I've never seen someone do this.
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assaults, the left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in all this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put it on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens.
Okay, and he managed to get a lot of young men from universities and that to the right. Okay, Libs of TikTok said MSNBC moment. Oh, yeah, I've already read that. Okay, that's it for today. And that might be it for a few weeks, guys. I may have to... things are happening, put it that way, where I might have to quickly move. Okay, just checking my keyboards off because the cat's right in front of me here. Oh, Kai had a seizure, feeling shitty, but you'll be lurking, listening mostly. Oh, God love you, Kai. Praying for you. Got Deb, Randy, Sherry, J1. Absolute beautiful day on the Fraser Coast today. Sunshine, baby. Yeah, we got sunshine here too, thank God. And George, how you going, George? Yeah, George, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Roscoe, how you going? Good to see ya. J1 said loosh feeding frenzy. Yeah, it seems that way. Deb said they want hate and we will not give it to them. Exactly. George said the far left are pure evil. Yep. You got innocent people on the left who are just like misled, I believe, personally. But that's just my belief personally. But the far left, yeah. Insane. Deb said the true evil is now showing its face. Exactly. They're showing us who they are. Deb said all who are saying these things are completely demonic. Kai said ammo used was law enforcement serial number engraved. Okay, laying back down. Thank you. Fed law enforcement. Thank you, Kai. God love you. Deb said song, true colours are shining through. Now you've been unmasked. Kai said had a seizure, the 10th, still pretty beat. Roscoe said hand signals that special forces make were made behind Charlie right before the shot. Yes, I did see that. I don't know if I can look for it right now. Just put in Charlie Kirk. Oh, there we go. That's what I've been searching for, as you can see. And, okay. There's the guy celebrating again. You'll see how many people. Greensboro, North Carolina Community College professor. Lisa Greenlee of GTCC in Jamestown. There's another one. I may not be able to find it very quickly. New photos is not a photo, it's from a 2019 article. Yeah, I may not be able to... I did see it, though. There was a certain hand signal that was done. Okay, 12 seconds ago, Raw's alerts. Brand new images of the suspected Charlie Kirk shooter have been released. Okay, Vigilant Fox said now journalist Michael Schellenberger just dropped the hammer and said what the media will never admit about Charlie Kirk's assassination. This isn't about one deranged shooter, it's about an entire malignant culture that has made political violence inevitable. Now Schellenberger says it's time for those responsible to be held accountable. Look, I think it's not likely to happen, but the people that did this dehumanisation need to take responsibility for it. I don't think that it's good enough not to just express lament about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I think the media, the left, the universities in particular, need to own up to the fact that they participated in the very dehumanisation that they, for decades, had been criticising when done by people on the right. I don't think that healing is going to be possible until some acknowledgement of a decade-long dehumanisation of roughly half the country. Let me see. I don't think I'm going to find it, guys. What was that? Okay. Oh, UA students hold vigil for Charlie Kirk. I don't think I'm going to find it. What I will do is, if I can find it, I will post it on a community post. Roscoe, definitely. Stu said, nice legs, shame about the face. Roscoe said, we was just watching it there, George, and army people were saying that he had hand signals meant crazy, mate. What the hand signals meant. George said, okay, Roscoe, have not seen that. Deb said, was the war not enough for you now, public figure? Stu said, 30.06 to the neck, no head left. Be like getting kicked by a horse. Apparently it's on Instagram. It's on X too. I just can't find it right, like quickly. Yeah, J1, deranged. Kai said, scanning information, shooter's been named. Yes. Deb said they're showing the true self, the demons. Yep, they are. Yeah, George, so the people have no souls. Deb said, you're going to find out that karma was a real bitch. Deb said, how many jabs do these idiots take? Stu said, cheeky buggers wouldn't sell me a beer yesterday as I had my pet horse Max in the brewery. Stuff off and took all the knives and forks out off the table, saves me doing dishes. J1 said, zombie apocalypse. Alex said, hey, Hev, how you going, Alex and everyone? Been a bit of a tough and really busy week. I hope you're all well. I've missed you all. God love you. We missed you too. And Deb, thank you. God love you. Yep, can do that there. Oh, no. That's what I wanted to do. Can I like it as well? No, okay. George said Fiona Wild needs sacking. Yep, Kai, you had a massive seizure the 10th. You're laying down listening. God love you. Yeah, sending prayers. Alex said, shocking news about Charlie Kirk. I didn't really know much about him, but shed a few tears when I found out. Those poor, beautiful children, wife, I think they were there. Yes, they were, apparently. George said, sorry to hear that, Kai. Deb said, it doesn't read it out. That's okay. No, it doesn't read all of them out unless you say something, and then it reads it out. Alex said there are some really demonic people in the world, as we know. They've just shown themselves for what they truly are, monsters. Exactly. And hey, Stu, how you going? Oh, I don't know what's going on. Can you see that? It's doing some weird glitching there. Alex said, sending you lots of love and prayers, Kai. Hope you feel better soon. Please just relax. Yep. Yeah, Alex, media need to take accountability for spreading so much hate. Hence why hardly anyone watches MSN anymore, apart from these deranged monsters. Yep. George said the left are terrorists. Yep. Stu said most people fall for anything, but check out what a 30.06 does when it hits pineapple. Yep. I know. You should, if you're going back to the very beginning, the first video I played was about central casting. That's all I'm going to say. I've got a cough. Hang on a sec, guys. Alex said, love and prayers for all. Stu said there would be half a neck if lucky. Deb said, "Will you see clearly now the news is a problem?" Yes. Stu said, "If my dad called me Valerie, I'd be hurt." Alex said, "I couldn't hear it very well. What is she saying?" I didn't know what she was actually... Was that the one where they were trying to have a minute's silence? Because I couldn't hear exactly what she was saying either. She was just yelling. You could just hear very faint yelling. Stu said, "Great song though." Bazza, "How you going? From the home of Space Force. Sorry for all of our loss. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk." Yes, definitely. Deb said, "Yes, I would like our Dr. Timmy to talk about mental illness. We might have to do that when I get back, because I'm going to be gone for a while, guys. I am so sorry to do this, but I have to, because I've got barely any furniture left in my house. Everything's going, and I have to really start packing and taking things to my daughter's house." So Alex said, "I always sing Valerie when it comes on the radio, a real toe tapper, Stu." Stu said, "I'm the same boy I used to be." Alex said, "There never seems to be a proper vetting for these evil weirdos that end up working with children. But at this point, I think it's designed that way. They've tried to get the children for years." Exactly, Alex. Stu said, "What is an art teacher doing at an aviation school?" I've got no idea. Alex said, "Not much longer, I pray. Something needs to change in this world, and I think we're on the brink of it. Everyone's had enough." I have a funny feeling that when I take the next 3 weeks or so off, that it's all going to go down in those 3 weeks that I am not streaming. So I may try to, like, with my phone to go in for a couple of videos. I'll have to see, because my screen capture apps on my phones are not working for some reason. Alex said, "Not for much longer, I pray. Something needs to change in this world, and I think we're on the brink of it. Everyone's had enough." Yep. Deb said, "So you're killing people just because you don't like what they're saying. Just a bit pathetic." Yeah, Flyby Stu, how you going? They're all crazy. MFs worldwide. Stop the world. Let me get off. I know. Stop this right. I want to get off. Sena said their comments are hate speech. Well, when they're calling for violence, they're actually illegal. Deb said, "We will not give them hate back. We will let God deal with them." Stu said, "Sometimes our mistakes really do shine brighter than our perfections." And Zena, how you going? Deb said, "We'll wait till karma come for this evil, and they will cry, we are victims." Yeah, they will. Zena said, "Yeah, Greg, we're done." Done. Alex said, "That news bloke is right. It has woken a lot of people up." It has. Deb said, "Wheat from the chaff." Alex said, "Charlie died trying to keep freedom for everyone." He did. And all he was doing was talking to both sides, actually. Mainly to the left. Just trying to talk common sense, you know? They don't like that, apparently. Zena said, "Revoke their licence for hate speech of the true kind." Yep, Zena said, "And guess what?" And it is, guess what? A female. Zena said, "Black-hearted women." Yes. Deb said, "The gift from God is being able to see them for what they really are." Yeah, exactly, Deb. Deb said, "This will be the end of the colour hair groups." Deb said, "KKK, anyone?" Alex said, "Again, these monsters are showing themselves for exactly who and what they are. They can't help themselves. Evil's being weeded out and the truth always prevails. They can't hide forever." Flyby Stu said, "Democrats." Alex said, "Yeah, they really are showing themselves, Deb." Sherry said, "The Pope is pushing for pew-pew ban. Imagine that." Yeah, that's not the answer. Seconds count when the police are only minutes or hours away, guys. You need self-defense. Zena said, "The day of the Lord is darkness, not light. You will escape from the lion, only to be taken by a bear. Gonna feel real good when these people are silenced." Alex said, "Sounds about right, Flyby. Not all of them, but a lot of them seem to be." Stu said, "People die every day. Some die from their own stupidity. Some kill other people. And we all go turn up our toes one day. I'm so positive, lol. Let's find out what caliber was used and see." And Menacing, oh no, I'm late again. Oh, Menacing, I wanted to let you know that I saw your comment, because everything you're hearing right now, you're hearing about a minute or two after I say it. So when you said you would come up and join for a watch with me, that was, you put that as I was playing the outro. So I didn't do it to you on purpose, okay? God love you. And we will do it. I just got to take some time off. Stu said caliber, bloody spell check. Oh, J1 said just put a little stripe in for you, Hev. Thank you so much, J1. I'll put it on dark for a sec just to check and make sure it went through. God love you. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Stu. You're a legend. Oh, sorry, J1. Sorry. Wrong person. Menacing Muskrat said, I just finished stacking 2 cords of firewood. Now I'm waiting for hay. God love you. Alex said they've been trying for years, probably creating the problem so they can give the solution. Yes, exactly. Deb said, hi to our muskie in the house. Sherry said, there are a lot of mentally ill people in the world and they are outing themselves. We see you. Stu said, thanks, Jay. Every little bit helps. Yes, it does. Especially right now because I have to move and this is just getting a bit stressful. So Deb said the left of screen, bloody murder if you touch any of them. Yeah, the left, they will scream bloody murder, yep. Sena said the front of leftist haters finally erupted and it's sickening to watch. I've got a cough again. Hang on a sec, guys. Deb said, I hope our Timmo can catch up soon. He messaged me yesterday morning. Other than being upset, he's fine. Stu said, yes, I hope, well, like we all are, upset about Charlie Kirk, Flyby said, Muskrat, you menacing again? Better late than never. Deb said, touching God's people can be very dangerous. Stu said, yes, the children are God's people. Deb said, yes, the angels are definitely weeping. Menacing Muskrat said, indeed, Flyby, how you doing? Find that picture, just kidding. Flyby said, Menacing Muskrat, not so bad, thanks. Looking to get a sun filter for my digital camera. We'll get fresh evidence. Watch this space. Zena said, have they got their snuff movie, Mass Psychosis? Yes, yeah. Alex said, I've just finished the book of Jeremiah today. Spent the last 11 days handwriting the connecting verses and the rest of the Bible. It's getting that way again. God destroyed it all. Zena said, that verse I quoted comes from Amos. Deb said, how long has Ku Klux Klan been around? 1930s, the original left. Yes, exactly. Zena said, it doesn't spring naturally from me. It doesn't happen without them. Deb said, mentally ill wielding a gun. Cheryl, how you going? The mental health system started hiring the mentally ill, so no surprise there. Everyone's on meds. Yeah, they probably are. Half those teachers would be on meds, I think. Zena said, the left's care is turning out to be a scab that's falling off. Yep. Yeah, Deb said, the meek shall inherit the earth. They shall. Stu said, how the heck can we ever feed ourselves if we can't shoot? Yeah, exactly. Zena said, don't you love how it's all on film? Lots of angles. Charlie was murdered in cold blood. Menacing Muskrat said, right on, Flyby. I would love it if you get an excellent picture. Alex said, Amos verses connected a lot with Jeremiah. I wrote a few of those out yesterday. I plan to do the same with the complete Bible. It's been really comforting studying the Bible properly. It is, actually. If you ever have troubles in your life, start reading the Bible. It does help, believe me. Zena said, Cheryl, true. They want people who can empathise and identify. Stu said, this is getting worse than Michael Jackson's death. Deb said, it's very dangerous showing their faces celebrating Charlie's loss of life. Menacing Muskrat said, what is wrong with these people? Too many boosters. Yeah, that and just brainwashing. And the media. The media are a lot to blame. Flyby said, Menacing Muskrat, that's why I'm saving my thumbnail space. Deb said, I was thinking the same thing, Muskrat. Alex said, these people are deranged. That sounds like projecting. They are some of the most hateful people I've ever had this displeasure of seeing. Deb said, God help all those that touch a hair on God's people. Conchega Yowie said, there are videos circulating that this is CGI, as on one there is movement under his T-shirt before the hit and ring. His ring moves from right finger to little finger. I understand that, Conchega, and I hope it is. I really do, but we'll see, in the end. I did play a video at the very beginning of this live that you really might want to go watch. It's about central casting. Zena said, let's put AI to work and stick it onto all these posts. Come on, AI, show us what you can do. Weed them out. Do something useful for once. AI is hopeless. Apparently, ChatGPT referred someone to Grok, and none of them can get anything right. Apparently, this guy tried to, he was like a developer, and he tried to get AI, ChatGPT and Grok to help him, and they crashed his system. So that it's not as smart as people think it is. And apparently, like one of my family members knew someone who was using ChatGPT to help them with their job as a manager. That's going to go really well, I believe. Alex said, yeah, probably it's messed with their brains, menacing. Stu said, I'm going to have a mental breakdown if hear about him without proper investigation. J1 said they should have sniffer dogs at these events. They say you can smell a tranny coming a mile away. Oh, probably, especially if they've had the surgery. You could smell that, I think. Alex said, I haven't watched that Rotten Mango for ages, too dark. Yeah, well, she was cheering on Luigi Mangione. Now, I understand the health system and how bad it is, but you don't go killing people. Menacing Muskrat said, yes, Alex, I only watched Rotten Mango regarding the Sherman murders. Yeah. Stu said, I just had to save a baby bunny from the cat. Oh, Stu, good on ya. Zena said, name and shame. What is this doing to children's minds? Menacing Muskrat said, wow, insane. Flyby said, have you got anything positive in this stream? I don't know. Stu said, yeah, I just saved a baby rabbit like Watership Down. Alex said, same about the Shermans. I watched a few more, then I had to stop watching. I stay away from negative stuff. Too much loosh out there, Menacing Muskrat. Stu said, oh no, that's depressing too. Alex said, I feel much better staying away from it. Yeah. You got to do what's best for you guys. Deb said, yes, thank you for putting your evil faces out into public domain so we can see the true evil. They do love to cancel everyone else. How are they going to act when the shoe's on the other foot? Zena said, take them off the air. It's already weaponised that you are denying them free speech. Zena said, this is about the snuff film, F the collateral damage. Flyby said, was watching Richard Vobes when Hev's notification came through. Oh, God love you. Deb said, they don't realise we have God on our side. Stu said, the bun fight at the OKT room. Goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum. Zena said, the evil overlords are bound to give them their medal now. Mission accomplished. They just had to keep going till they got their snuff. Conchega said, ciao, peeps, got stuff to do. George said, take care, Conchega. Yeah, love the goodies, Deb. Flyby Stu said, in a bit, Conchega Yowie, take care out there. Stu said, be good, mate. Zena said, well, it seems that... Oh, where'd that go? Around here I am. Okay, where am I? Down a bit. Yeah, Zena said, well, it seems that black people are redefining what a human is, not buying it. Accountability is required. Yeah, but it's not all. There's a lot of good black people out there too, and a lot of conservatives. Menacing Muskrat said, Alex, just got your message. You've been busy. Well done. Stu said, Deb, no one queen. I'm number 2 king with a purple crown. Chess, anyone? George said, if he was a decoy, he should be in prison. I agree. Zena said, George, isn't that an accessory? Well, according to their logic, the decoy must die. He was yelling, shoot me, apparently, that decoy. Menacing Muskrat said, R.E. Charlie Kirk, Satan knows his time is short. Alex said they can't hide the truth anymore for years like they used to in the days of JFK, etc. People are wise to their ways and see the evil for what it is. Stu said, cheeky cat's evil. She's still stalking the baby bunny. Oh, no. Zena said, I hope not, Hev. We'll miss you. Alex said, yes, sorry I didn't get back to you. I've been buckling down, studying really hard, menacing. I need to write back to Deb too. Flyby said, in a bit, guys, bedtime. Have a good one, Flyby. See you in a few weeks' time. Marlo, how you going? Good morning, Hev. With the loss of Charlie Kirk, my heart is broken. And to see the demons coming out of the woodwork is shocking. I pray to God he'll bless us all with his grace and love. God bless you too. Stu said, rest well, flyby. Alex said, hopefully it won't take you too long to settle into your new space. We'll be here when you return. Zena said, if that was the case, what a betrayal of trust. Menacing Muskrat said, Charlie Kirk probably was organised by the GSO Soros gang? Oh, the assassination, yeah. Marlo said, hi, George, hope you're having a good day. Stu said, Greensboro, Victoria is where I spent 1 to 11 years. Cheeky Yanks stealing our town names again. More like we stole theirs, I think, Stu. Alex said, hey, Marlo, yes, plenty of demons are roaming around. They don't even hide it anymore. Very sad. Praying with you, Marlo. Stu said, Burra boys. Alex said, sending love to Dolores Berger. I've been praying for her every day. I hope she's doing better and it'll be good to see her soon. Yeah, I hope she's okay. God love her. Zena said, I bet they don't give Charlie 7 funerals and a gold casket, no, like they did George Floyd. Marlo said, as a palliative care chaplain, I've seen many die, but to see this on TV was a shock and disgust at the inhumanity we have in this world. God help us. I agree. Everyone's saying, fly by, Stu. Stu said, good on you, Marlo. Alex said, bless you for being with so many in their last moments before they reunite with God and our Father in heaven, Marlo. Yep. Stu said, that's what I was trying to say, Alex. Phew, I was about to have kittens. Kai said, watching a movie, can I be recast? Yeah, I know. I can't wait till this movie ends. So I said, Hev, I bet if something major happens, you will make the time. It's what you do, otherwise we'll all be in withdrawal. Yeah, I probably will make the time. Stu said, Hev, you've been here so long. Thank you, sister. Or thank you guys for being here with me. No, I know you weren't calling me old. That's okay. Oh, God love you, Stu. Marlo said, thank you, Hev, for your outlook and common sense views on the news and views. We need more like you. Thank you from us all. Cheers. Oh, God love you, Marlo. I appreciate you guys, probably just as much as you appreciate me. Stu said, I get this feeling, gets in my system, can't put the brakes on, can't help myself. I know those words, Stu. It's from a song. Alex said, that's why why I suppose blackout is supposed to happen on the 17th of September in a new pandemic. They don't want anyone sharing the truth. They want us all locked down to shut up and put up. Whatever happens, tell them no. Okay? No, don't do it. Don't listen. Deb said, hello, Marlo. And Deb said, Stripe. Yeah, I got that one. Stu said, yes, Marlo, 100%. Alex said they want their new world order, but the time is coming. Their time is running out, and why they are trying to speed things along for their NWO, hoping we wouldn't notice. But we do notice. Yep, Alex said, awesome, J1. Everyone's saying hello. Alex said, yes, the nutters are running the nut house for sure, Cheryl. Deb said, we are not alone. They are so easy triggered. Stu said, Mum says she wants me to get my teeth fixed. I said I'm the handsomest person in Diamond Creek. Why? Laugh my ass off. Pat, how you going? They walk among us, they do. Alex said, I think that Charlie ring change video was an AI video made by someone after it happened to get a close-up of it. Probably for the clicks. How grotesque. It is on X if you want to go and watch the close-up of it, but I saw it and I did see what Conchega was talking about. I did see that, okay? Let's just wait. And I'll still refer you back to the very first video I played on this stream. Stu said that reminds me of Living Wreck, Deep Purple. Alex said, Stu, handsome fellow. Menacing said, Alex, maybe we can chat later. Stu said, thanks, Alex, stroking my goose. Alex said, yes, should be okay, Menacing. Deb said, just wait till God takes his move on the chessboard, yes. Menacing Muskrat said, have you going to be for a while? Yeah, I'm going to be gone for a little while. I've got to pack and move, so it's a lot. And yesterday I had a flat-out day. Yeah, it was flat out. I'm now sleeping in a single bed. I haven't been in a single bed since I was a teenager. It's hard to get used to. Oh, shoot. Reload. Why do you do this to me? It's only with YouTube. Why do they do this? Okay, where I'm up to. Alex said, yes, everyone will definitely know when that day comes, Deb. Stu said, I'm getting teary here. I best harden up. Alex said, oh, don't cry, Stu. Menacing Muskrat said, these monsters have no soul, the reptilians. Stu said, don't cry for me, Margentina. Okay. Santa said, lol, Stu. Alex said, maybe you can get your computer up on a fold-up table. If you have to get rid of your proper table, just do a basic setup until you move completely, Hev. Yeah, it's not just that, it's the time and, like, I've got to pack and I've got to do everything. So there's also that. But if I can, I will, Alex. Stu said, single bed, that's an old song too. Yes, I know that song. Okay, guys, well, with that, I'm going to leave it with you. God bless you all and stay strong for the next few weeks in case I don't see you. And hopefully I do, but just in case, stay strong no matter what happens. Tell them no. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon, guys. Have a good one.